Oh, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad you can join us here at Totally Magic. We've got a shuffled deck of cards and I'm going to get you to pick two things today, a card and a number. First of all, the card. You do have a choice of 52 cards to pick from. Just to save a bit of time, if I just run my thumb down the side there, you can see all the cards going by one. Just call stop whenever you want. Just call stop. Stop there. You're happy stopping there? Yeah. Do you want this card or do you want me to do it again? You're happy with this card. Have a look at it. Do not let me see it. Remember it, show it to the camera. And return it back to the pack. We can even give the cards a quick shuffle if we want. And you can even see all the cards going by as I shuffle. Now, I want you to choose a number. Now, I'm not going to ask you to pick a number between 1 and 52 because we'll be here all day. Let's keep it a lot smaller. Let's just cut the pack. There they are there. I want you to give me, no, I tell you what, keep it to yourself. I just want you to think of any number 1 to 10. Keep it locked inside your mind. So at the moment you're thinking of your playing card that you freely chose and a freely chosen number. I know nothing. We don't want to use the whole pack, so just cut the pack about halfway. Happy there. So we're going to eliminate these cards because we don't need these. You've cut in the middle of a shuffled pack. We're going to start counting from here. I'm going to count off 10 cards. Now you said that you're thinking of a number 1 to 10. I don't want any indication of what the number is. I'm just going to show you the cards one by one and you just say yes or no to that number. So the first one here, was she thinking of number 1? No. No? No. Was you thinking of number 2? No. Number 3. Number 4. Or what about this one, number 5? It wasn't number 5 either. 6? No. What about 7? It was 7. I tell you what we'll do. We'll place this down on the table, 7. Now, if you'd gone for 8, then you would have had this card. You could have had any of these cards, depending where you cut. Here is one card and one card only. You picked a card, you picked a number. Number 7 was the position. Here on the table is the 7th card. For the first time, tell me what was the card that you picked from the pack? The Jack of Diamonds. And there is the Jack of Diamonds in the 7th position. So here is a tutorial for this particular effect. Now, it is a kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a mini type version of a card at any number or any card at any number or any card at a restricted number. Well, you get the idea. They pick a card, they pick a number. It's just that you're limiting the choice of number from 1 to 10. But I think it plays quite well. Now, it does require a setup and one move. The move you're going to need to learn is the double lift, which I'm sure that as an amateur or a hobbyist magician, you've all come across and you probably even use now. A double lift, that's where you take 2 cards and pretend they're 1 card as you show it. Okay, so it's 2 cards as 1. And that's all you've got to do. The main part is this. You need to have a pair of cards, ordinary, Jack of diamonds. A pair of cards, ordinary, Jack of diamonds. Ordinary, Jack, ordinary. So can you see that, oh, there. What we got are alternating the false card. Yes, you probably guessed that already. Of course, I had to force the Jack of diamonds onto them. Now, I'm using Jack of diamonds just because I happen to have kicking around in a drawer a pack of cards that were all the Jack of diamonds. So I've used that. Now, you only need probably 10 of these identical cards, and you put them throughout. So there they are, sort of on the top there. I've got all of the stack alternating Jack of diamonds. Okay, so you need about 10 of those. Okay, you do need to force a Jack of diamonds onto the spectator. As you see in the performance, I just went for the slip cut force. I put the Jack on top, done a slip cut force badly, and they remember that card. Use whatever method you come up with of forcing that card onto them. You then get them to put it back into the lower part of the pack. You can do some force shuffles or cuts if you like, that's up to you. And then what you can do to give them the illusion that they're cutting somewhere in the pack, you say, okay, the cards have been shuffled and cut, but we don't need all of those, because I want you to think of a number, not 1 to 52, but 1 to 10. Keep it to yourself. So at this point, they're now thinking of any number and a card that they've apparently chosen freely, the Jack of diamonds. So let's say the number they're thinking of is, say, 4. You say, I want you to cut about half the pack. Now they will reach out and cut that, and you'll take those from them, and then you say, we'll eliminate these cards. Now there's a reason why I'm putting these here all kind of messed up. Okay, that's going to be the pile of cards that I discard one at a time. They believed that they had a free choice of cutting to these cards. They didn't. This is the top. So now we've got our pairs of cards. Now that you know that, it's quite simple because you're going to do a double lift. Now, in the performance, I did attempt to do what I've been kind of learning for a while now. I still haven't mastered it, is being able to just push the pack beveled over, and you should be able to pick up or fill 2 cards as you pull them up. I haven't quite mastered it yet. I normally do it this way, which is just from the back, lift up 2 cards. So I'm picking up a pair of cards and I push them forward and hold them. Now I just say to them, you're thinking of a number 1 to 10. Was it 1? Yes or no? Now if they say no, I want to square this up and look at the way I'm picking the card up. I'm not dealing it. I'm picking it up like this. I've got a single card here. The 8. So what I do is I pick this up and I turn it over like that, and then I drop it. Because I want to keep that handling consistent throughout. Now we've changed the order of the cards from this point, in the fact that now we've got the Jack and any card here, which is what I want. I'm going to push 2 cards forward because I need to get rid of the Jack if it's not their card. If they say that wasn't their number 2, I pick the whole block up, turn it over, and I don't have to fumble around because I've already got the cards pushed forward. This is why I push it forward, to emphasize the second card, 2, but also it makes it easy for me to lift the 2 cards up as 1. They're already staggered, so I can just do this. I pick it up, turn it over exactly as I did for the first one, and also carry it over and place it down here. Now the reason I've got the cards all messed up over here is just in case there's a slight separation, it gets lost in among this pack here. And also, if that was the second card, if I didn't have this pack here and I'm putting down these and it separates, they know that I've just put 2 cards down. They suddenly see there's 3. So by having the stack of cards here, just makes it easier. I do the same with the next one, push 2 cards forward. Was your number 3? No, it wasn't. I do the same turnover and put the 2 cards, I'm getting rid of the jack, as one on there. I do the same for the next one, push them forward, and I say, was 4 yours? If they say yes, 4 was the number, then what I need to do is to, before I lift these cards off, I'm only going to lift the top one, which is the jack. So with this finger, I just square them up, and then still picking up exactly the same way. I don't deal it like this. I keep it consistent. I lift up a single card, which is their jack, and I place it down here. This card, I pick up a single card, flip it over, same as I've done throughout, to say if you had had 5, you would have arrived at this card. I then flip the rest of the pack over and just show a few. Don't go too far because you'll reveal the false cards in between these here. So just show a few cards, so you could have had any of these. Everything seems clean. At position 4 was their chosen card. Now during the performance I added a couple of extra things, like having a breather card so that they could cut the cards and eliminate the top half, so we dealt from where they cut. But I'm sure you'll find other ways to improve this. But the idea behind lifting up the 2 cards until you get to their number, then the single card, it's pretty straightforward.